In EOS, we speak about hitting the ceiling. This expression is this feeling that you get when you work harder and harder, but you don't have the systems and the processes and the people to go forward anymore. It feels like you've hit a ceiling. You become kind of stagnant whilst you're working harder and harder. This can happen to a person, can happen to a department, can happen to the whole organization. And it's really that place where you know you can't just evolve anymore. You have to have a revolution. You have to change things up totally to break through the ceiling so that you can grow again. We love watching Formula One and we're following the series. Now, recently, in the last year or so, there's been quite a number of times that I've seen this happen. I can use the example of Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. Now, Lewis Hamilton was the world champion for many, many years, and he was just in a league of his own. And Mercedes was his car, and they were just an incredible combination. But over time, they were overtaken by other groups, Red Bull, for example. And at that stage, Lewis and the teams were working harder and harder at Mercedes, but they were not getting the results. At one stage, Lewis decided he's going to leave the team, even though he was with the team for many, many years, and he was working with Toto Wolff, the team principal, for many, many years, and they had a great relationship. But he announced he's leaving and he's going to Ferrari. This left Mercedes in a very difficult position. They had to find a new driver. And I love the episode where Toto was going through all the options of who to choose. In the end, he decided to have a bit of a revolution, to have a bit of a revolt, and take a big gamble on a young man, Kimi Antonelli, very young, and put him into the seat. This was a calculated risk, but it paid off in a big way. Kimi is a star now, and Kimi is winning race after race. Mercedes is becoming dominant again. I love this whole thing about hitting the ceiling and then having to have a revolution or a total shake-up to go through to the next place. Recently, one of my clients had a leadership team that wasn't functioning well. And he knew that if he was just changing one or two of them, the team would stay very much the same because the culture was built in. So he basically fired the whole lot and started over. And it really revitalized the business and it brought it to a different place. Now, I'm not suggesting you go that drastic, but think about in your business, in your life, where are you hitting the ceiling? Where does it feel like you're constantly working, you're constantly trying, but you're not getting through? Now, if you think of how to break through the ceiling, I can tell you there are 5 different methods that we use to break through the ceiling. And I'll share that with you in the next video. But for today, just think of where in your life are you gradually working harder and harder and not getting the results? Where in your life are you hitting the ceiling? Is it for your own career? Is it maybe the department you lead? Or is it perhaps the company you lead? That you have to come to this place of breaking through the ceiling to soar again. Hope you found this useful. We'll speak again next week.